So excited to look at all the little baby clothes. My husband's been and pulled a load out of the loft. We've got like 2 suitcases full. I'm gonna spend the rest of the afternoon going through them all, washing them and getting them ready for baby number 4. I'm 33 weeks pregnant now, and I feel like the last week or so has been all about organising stuff. I feel really unorganised this time around. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's almost, I feel, this is going to sound really stupid, I know, but I almost feel like it's not real, even though, and I have felt this way before in previous pregnancies, so I'm not entirely surprised that I feel this way. But even though there's quite clearly a giant baby in there and it's going to be here in just a matter of a few weeks, I just can't seem to give myself the kick up the bum to start gathering everything together. And it's not that I don't want to or that I'm not excited, it just doesn't feel real enough yet to me, which is, you're probably all going to think I'm bonkers. It's baby number 4, and if ever I should feel organised and like I've got my shit together, it should be now, but I just don't at all. So in the last week or so, and certainly in the last couple of days, I've thought, right, I need to really sit myself down, give myself a good talking to and sort it out, because whether I'm ready or not, this baby's not going to be in here much longer, and I would feel so much more relaxed and happy if everything was organised. So I've started making lists and gathering bits and pieces together and trying to work out exactly what it is that I still need to buy, what I already have, what I'd like to either upgrade or replace, or what we have already that needs cleaning, things like that. I have a few videos planned in terms of like hauls and what I'm planning, bigger purchases that I'm planning to buy for the baby, so keep your eyes peeled for them and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss them. But for now, I'm really enjoying starting to make lists, and I feel like it's getting my brain and my life in order, when in fact it probably isn't at all. So I sent my husband up into the loft, and he has dug out a couple of suitcases full of baby clothes, which are for both boys and girls, because of course we don't know what gender the baby is. So I'm just going to pick a few of the sort of gender neutral things out for now and give them a wash and sort them out. And I have started picking up a few new bits and pieces for the baby. I finally have bought some clothes, and I will be sharing those as well. So aside from trying to organise my life, I've been feeling really good. I feel like I say the same thing every time I do an update, but I am generally feeling pretty well. My energy levels in the day are fine, and I can just kind of get on with things as normal. By 6 o'clock in the evening, I am just done. I'm so tired. Thankfully, 9 times out of 10, my husband is home from work by the time we're doing all the sort of bath bed stuff, which I'm so pleased about, because I think I would really struggle if I had to do all that on my own at the moment. Since being pregnant this time round, my husband and I have got into this routine on weekdays where we literally go to bed at the same time as the kids. And so as soon as they're in bed, we'll go into our bedroom and just watch TV in bed. And I'm just so much more comfortable that way. There's something about our sofa, it's quite a slouchy one, and I just can't get comfortable on it. So at least in bed, I can prop myself up with a load of cushions and pillows behind my back, and I'm using my pregnancy pillow, and I kind of double it up into a U shape and use that as a support for my back. And that way I can at least get a little bit comfortable for a couple of hours before I pass out. I still count myself really lucky that I'm getting decent night's sleep. Sometimes it'll take me a little while to actually go off to sleep and find a comfortable position, but then once I'm out, I'm sleeping really, really well. I do wake up maybe once at about 3 o'clock in the morning for a wee, pretty much every night, but I'm not finding it too difficult to go back to sleep afterwards either. So just touch wood that that continues, because I think if you're getting a decent night's sleep, then it makes everything else so much more manageable and so much easier. So at 33 weeks pregnant, the baby is roughly the size of a honeydew melon and apparently weighs about 4 pounds in weight. And I can tell you, I'm definitely feeling all 4 of those pounds at the moment. I don't know if the baby is lying a lot lower than it was before, or if it suddenly dropped, although it does still seem to shift up and down a little bit during the day. But when it is particularly low, the pressure is intense. And I know I've felt this before with other pregnancies, so it's not just because it's my 4th, but it doesn't make it any more pleasant or bearable 4th time around. At some points I can literally feel the baby right between my legs as though it's just gonna fall out. And obviously I know it's not going to, but it is quite a nasty pain, and it's I guess where it's just literally right on top of my cervix. This is a nice visual for you, but what I tend to do is just get onto all fours then if I can, if I'm not like in the middle of Tesco, and put my bum in the air and kind of slump down the top half of my body so that gravity will hopefully tip the baby a little bit away from that area, and it does seem to work. The baby felt really low down to me over this weekend, so I've done that a few times and it has helped kind of shift the weight a little bit and relieve some of that pressure. But I definitely feel like when that happens, I am properly waddling like a pregnant lady waddle. I'm really pleased to report that the itching sensation on my skin that I spoke about, I think in my last pregnancy update and in some other videos, it seems to have completely gone, and I just hope it doesn't come back, because that was one of the things that was really getting to me the most. If you haven't seen me talk about it before, I switched up my moisturiser, my body moisturiser, and I don't think it agreed with me. I wasn't sure if it was stretching of skin or just general pregnancy skin related stuff, or if it was the moisturiser. And since I've switched to Aveeno, my skin has been fine. So I'm using that every day, and there seems to be no discomfort or that horrible itchy, tingly feeling. I had a good check for stretch marks as well the other day, and I don't appear to have any new ones. Although I do remember in my first pregnancy, they popped up. I had two very small ones at the base of my bump, and they popped up literally, it must have been on my due date or a couple of days after my due date. It was right at the end. So I'm sure I haven't escaped them completely, but it's nice to see that there's no new ones yet. Just before I started filming this video, I had a phone call from my husband, and he is bringing home the birth pool today. We've had it in storage and we haven't blown it up for a good couple of years. So he's bringing that home so that we can do a bit of a trial run. We're going to move this table, blow it up, check that there's no holes or anything in it, and give it a good clean. And what you do if you haven't used a birth pool before or don't know how you use one, you buy a new liner every time you want to use it, so it's completely covered with a new sterile liner, so that you know, it's all completely clean and safe for you to use in labour. So as soon as we've established that it is still like in good condition and can be reused again, I'll order some liners, and then we can really start planning for the home birth. If you'd like to see a video on how I prepare for a home birth, then please let me know in the comments. I've kind of had it on my list of things to film anyway, but if you'd like to see it, then please do let me know. The only other thing I really wanted to mention is that I've become completely addicted to ice again. I was expecting this to happen. This happened in all of my other pregnancies. I think I've talked about this before, but I just used to sit there with a pint glass full of ice cubes or crushed ice and a spoon, and that would be my idea of heaven. And it started again. I can't get enough. I could literally have 4 or 5 pint glasses full of ice a day, and like even talking about it now, like I'm just desperate for ice, and we haven't got any left, so I'm gonna go to the shop and get a big bag of ice cubes. Living the pregnancy dream. So that's about it for my 33-week update. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd love to have you. Please click the button below, and I'll see you in my next one.